guys, Martin here coming to you with my painting that I completed for the Blue Shark. Here's the completed painting. It's on a 9x12 canvas wrapped MDF panel. It's got the coral on the bottom. Now if you want to see how I put this together, then I have a video coming up after this one showing you how I painted it. But this video, for those that say to me, how do you do that? I can't draw to save my life. The only things I can draw are matchstick figures, etc, etc. Then watch this video and I'll show you one method of how easy it is to draw something like this and then paint between the lines. When you're young, remember the colouring books you got and the ones that you buy for your children when you've got children of your own, or your grandchildren if you're as old as I am. Just imagine a painting like that where those black lines that you're colouring in between are what you're going to create on the canvas. And once you've created those lines, then you just colour in between the lines. Try and break it down, simplify it, instead of being overwhelmed by looking at finished paintings. So stick around, I'm going to show you now how to draw this composition, and then from there on you can watch this next video of how to fill in the spaces between the lines. Alright, just think of it in simplistic terms, like everything else in life that you think's a challenge at start. Just simplify it, do it in steps, and if you do that and go step by step, then you'll learn the process, and you'll look back and think, why did I think it was so complicated? I've never painted in my life until I started July 2021, and I've surprised myself, so if I can do it, anyone can do it. But I'm going to show you the first of 4 different methods of how to sketch out your composition before you start painting. So stick around and see how I drew this one. Enjoy the video. Cheers guys. Hi guys, so this is the first out of 4 different methods I'm going to show you how to sketch out a composition. So first, pick your subject, pick a photograph off the internet that you like or one of your own, get it up on your computer screen. In this instance I'm going to be using a 9x12 canvas panel, and so what I'm doing is sizing the canvas panel with the photograph on screen so that they're the same size vertically and horizontally. You can make that happen just by dragging the corner of the photograph on your screen till you get to the size you want. Once you've set that size, all you need now is tracing paper. You can see on there it says 9x12 inch tracing paper. You can get different sizes, so if you're doing a 12x16 canvas, get a larger tracing paper. Put a sheet of that tracing paper onto your screen, tape it down in the 4 corners. You can see the tape in some of the corners there. And then when you've got that tape down over the photograph on your screen, get a pencil. I usually use a soft pencil. I don't want to put pressure on the screen. And just trace around the lines. You remember doing tracing at school, don't you, when you were a child? They're the principles we're using here. So now we've traced around that, we've took the tracing paper off the screen and we're taping it to the canvas panel in the 4 corners. It's taped at the top 2 there. And what we're going to do now is get some carbon paper, similar size. I get the tracing paper and the carbon paper from Amazon.com, and it's cheap, it's not expensive. There's the
carbon paper pamphlet open, 50 sheets I think in there. I'm going to take one of those sheets out and then slide it under the tracing paper, between the tracing paper and the canvas panel. Make sure the carbon surface is facing down onto the canvas panel, and then tape the bottom two corners so that it's secure. Now take a different colour pencil and just retrace over the lines you've already got on your tracing paper. I always use red because that stands out nicely. So all I'm doing is retracing over the tracing, and then you take your carbon paper off and your tracing paper, and that's what you're left with on your canvas panel. You've just created a drawing ready to start painting between the lines, just like a colouring book. But before you do start painting, you want to fix that carbon onto the canvas. So I'll use I'll spray over it with 2 coats of hairspray to fix it. You can use art fixatives. And when that's dry, I'll put some double-sided tape on the back of the panel, and then I'll just stick that to my easel. And there it is, ready to go. And that's all it is, guys. Now all we have to do is paint between the lines. So stick around for the next video and I'll show you how I painted this between the lines. Cheers for now. Bye.